Hello, hello, everybody. This is Cuphead. We're gonna have a nice 80% 1.1 race. This is the main, most competitive category of this game. I'm gonna be racing Kirthar.
Yes, I'm Kirthar, so yeah, it's a good day for Swell Battle.
Exactly.
And we have our co-commentators on the couch if you want to introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Katie4, very well-known Cuphead speedrunner, truly. And I'm here by WitherMin.
Hi, my name is WitherMin. I'm not very well known as a Cuphead speedrunner, but I'm here regardless. So I'm super excited to be here for one of my favorite games, super honored to be on this couch, and this will be quite the swell battle. This is going to be an amazing race. Hope everybody's ready for it, and I'm super excited to see this get kicked off.
Me too. This will be a fun one.
All right. I guess without any further ado, we're just gonna get started here. So, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, let's go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right.
And this is the hardest boss, the Elder Kettle.
Gives us a funny little item.
Okay, I'm glad that went well.
So there's a particular item route that we're going to be going for here. We're going to need to collect about 8 coins to buy the lobber from the shop, as well as the spread, I believe?
Yes, the lobber and the spread. They're going to be the main weapons we use for the entire time. And we're going to go ahead and grab all the coins we need immediately using the Apple Guide to give us 3 coins and then all of the coins in the singular running gun stage. This stage is pretty tough. There's going to be a frame-perfect clip we're going to be going for to skip the acorn machine, as well as some really, really tight dash chains to move as quickly as possible throughout the entire stage. Moving this quickly in this game without taking damage is super hard, and taking damage is pretty slow.
Yeah. You also see a ground dash followed up by a quick jump and then another dash. Oh, here's the ledge clip here. Oh,
Kirthar was able to get it second try, which is still omega fast.
yeah, that is still really good.
SBD going to be finishing up now. What had to stop and take out the acorn machine, but that doesn't matter too much. It's going to be a little bit of a lead right now for Kirthar, but either way, this is where you want to be.
They're going to do a little skip here for the shop, where if you press, I believe, the buy and exit on the same frame, you can kind of buy the item while also starting to exit the shop, so you can just buy the item as you're leaving it.
I was able to get the lobber, which spawns in after the spread.
Both of them getting it.
As well as able to do the menuing to equip that while the text dialogue is up.
So here, Potato's going to be invincible for a little bit, so going to line up a lobber.
And that lobber EX, we're going to be shooting the lobber EX into the ground to try to get double or potentially triple damage off of it.
Yeah.
So the lobber EX does just a giga amount of damage if you get like a really good, what's known as a lobber crit with it.
That is actually a version 1.1 and below strat due to this game was actually built with the Unity engine, so there's a little bit of quirkiness with hitboxes. So a large part of lobber routing is going to be setting up your position just right, so where you can actually hit a double damage, sometimes even a triple damage, depending on the boss as well.
And I would like round of applause for that root pack for both runners. Those were absolutely fantastic. Only 1 second apart exiting that stage with an in-game timer.
Yeah. And the reason why is because for whatever reason, when you hit the ground, the lobber EX explodes twice. And then if you position yourself in a precise spot, if you hit the lobber EX right in between a boss and a floor, then there's a 50-50% chance that it could hit for triple damage. Depending on whether the game processes the boss collision first or the ground collision first.
Is this the first boss with the overdamage?
Yes, this is the first boss that over. Both runners got a little unlucky with the start of the fight. There's 2 attacks that the frogs can start with. They both start with the fly as attack, which is not preferable. We're getting the best attack here on Kirthar's side for this retry. And over here on SBDWolf's side, we are going to see that overdamage break the fight. We're going to see the fight get a little messy as the phases are starting to overlap. It's happening over on Kirthar's side as well now. Just do as much damage as possible. The phases in this game do not have individual health bars, so if you do enough damage, you can skip entire phases, and we'll see that getting exploited as much as possible later on in the run. So that was a very, very good Ribby and Croak from SBDWolf. Going to be taking the lead with that.
Oh, and
And there we
finishes
go.
up.
This race is going to be very back and forth. This game is just super hard.
Yeah, like it looks like these two make it look easy, but it is beyond any imaginable difficulty ever imagined in the world ever.
No, yeah, they don't make games like this anymore. And honestly,
don't.
they don't. They stopped. They forgot how to make games this hard. But Goopy Legrand, one of the bosses I would not consider too terribly hard. We're going to be parrying all 3 of these purple, or at least 2 of the pink question marks. It's the only parry opportunity in this entire fight, and it gets you the EX meter you need to be able to just really quickly own the dude.
It's worth noting that between those 2 phases, there is a sprite swap, and the hitboxes actually change when that sprite swap happens. Also, round of applause for SBDWolf for getting through that as well. And when that sprite swap happens, the hitbox also changes along with it. So you can do a lot of damage there to the next phase.
So you can hit both hitboxes. You're already dealing double damage by hitting the ground, but then you can hit both hitboxes, so it becomes a 2x times 2x, so it's a quad damage. And you have a 6-frame window to do that for the sprite swap.
And as we're in the blueprint, do you think this is a good time for donations?
So yeah, go for one.
That would be amazing, because we've got $10 from Loser saying, super stoked to see 2 of the Cuphead goats at SGDQ. Good luck, guys, and don't talk to the Axe NPC. I also do want to mention that we have that Tetris 99 Bid War open, and the top 3 of those will go to the theme choices because it'll be a different theme for each one. So if you think that yours might be trailing a little behind right now, you'll be able to still see it possibly if you put your donations towards that. Back to you.
So we are in our first plane boss battle here. So a very important thing to note about the plane battles is, unlike the standard game, you don't have to go to the mausoleum to unlock your super art here. You will always have your super art, which is the big bomb, the nuclear bomb. Instead of using that nuclear bomb, we're going to be using the single EX bar missiles, because the damage per second on those with really good timing way out DPSs the bomb. Especially because with a boss this long, you can see like all the way from her nose to where her base is here. You're getting a ton of hits off on that multi-hit super, way more than you'll be getting on that big bomb.
Yeah, that's a scary fight because you kind of have to damage boost twice during the fight, so you have to do the ending with 1 HP. Because you got those moments where she ramps to the left and then goes back.
Both runners getting a clean fight.
Yeah, expertly done. 1 HP or not, still very easily taken care of. And seriously, shoutouts to both runners so far. Can we get a round of applause for the fact they've been less than 5 seconds apart in every single segment? So right now we're going to be doing Cagney Carnation. This is, I would say, probably the most famous fight in the game. This song is everywhere, and for good reason. The music in this game is just phenomenal.
Yeah, honestly, the music is one of my favorite parts about this game. It's just very well composed, and it jives. It jams.
And this is a fantastic use, a great time to explain as well, lobber traps. Anytime we're going to be using the lobber attack, we're going to be shooting straight up in the air to predict, well, if we know where the boss is going to go, we can set the lobber up to bounce in one place, and the boss will come and take a ton of damage from running into a bunch of the lobber shots all at once. And we're going to be using the rest of our remaining health here to damage boost and just destroy this flower.
Yeah.
As you're moving past
Nice backup.
Cagney, mind if I jump in for a quick donation here?
Yup.
We've got $5 from Peter Holmberg saying, I love the summer games done quick and the amazing gathering of people that contribute to a great cause. Love from Sweden. And I just want to remind everyone that right now, if you put your donation towards an incentive, that is 2 for 1, because every donation goes towards helping us unlock that Super Mario Odyssey bonus game. So keep those donations coming and make sure you're putting them towards an incentive.
Oh. So this boss here on SBDWolf's side has a couple mini bosses which are all RNG, and you'll notice that this one is particularly bad to get because that boss takes forever to die.
Yeah. A minor little thing is Kaleva swapping, which is where when you use the X attack, you normally can't fire after it. So if you swap weapons back and forth, you can actually start firing again without having to wait. So that saves a lot of time throughout the run as well.
Yeah, the EX attacks all do have quite a bit of startup, so being able to swap and get those out of the way is super important.
Another situation in which you end up in final phase with 1 HP usually, so you really don't want to take too many risks.
This game is scary.
Yeah.
So it's a very scary game, but y'all are both making it look easy. It's been great so far.
So those mini bombs, that also, similar to Kaleva swapping, there's also Luigi swap, related to the Mario Brothers, I'm sure.
Yep.
Basically, it's the same thing, but in the airplane with the mini bomb, I believe. So that'll also be very useful for being able to damage quicker.
So here on Wally, we're going to be wanting to parry as many of the pink birds as we can to be able to get that EX meter, because you really have to damage this boss super hard. There's a lot of really strange phases that you want to be able to just take care of and not have to fight off as much.
So we got the baby bird here. Going to be attacking as much as we can. We're going to do something a little weird here. After this phase, we're going to actually pause the game. And what that does, basically the transition between these two phases is waiting for the baby bird to become inactive. And when you pause the game, everything becomes inactive. So it just speeds up the boss fight much quicker. And there you go.
Oh, nice parry from Kirthar. Going to be pausing and immediately moving on to that next phase here. Not too far behind. That death in Ribrian Croaks was the first big mistake in the run. Even still, keeping it super solid. This is still very much anyone's race. We're only on aisle 2.
Oh yeah.
So the route we're taking in aisle 2 here, we're kind of going in a straight line. So we've got, Jimmy here, and then we're gonna be moving on to some very scary bosses up in aisle 2 after this. Aisle 2 is one of the most, I would say, just in general, scary parts of the run. There's just horror boss after horror boss.
Yeah.
It's very important here that you make sure you get, I believe it's exactly 5 shots, then a bomb on each of these Djimmi heads inside these poles. Because once again, every phase in this game bleeds over into the next one, and this does count as universal boss health. So you can over damage these just to make the next phases move on a little quicker. Say hello to our little friend here, and then we're gonna say goodbye to him very quickly.
Goodbye.
So do you think that he made the big wooden Cuphead in advance, or do you think that he just got he just had some time and that's what the little auto scroller section was for, so we could just make that in the background?
I don't know. Maybe. It's a very funny world out there.
That's a very funny world out there.
Nice
That was
one.
a great Jimmy.
Would it be possible to fit in a quick donation while we're here?
Beppy's coming up.
Okay.
We can wait till after aisle 2.
Got it.
Yeah, this coming up is one of the major points of the run.
We're coming up on Beppy next, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's going to require a very difficult strat where we're going to do a lot of overdamage between phases 1 and 2. And I believe that if you do enough overdamage, you can actually cause the boss fight to be stuck in phase 2 while you do a lot more damage. So that will be very difficult, and yeah.
Yeah, we're setting up a crazy lobber trap here. He's gonna get just absolutely destroyed by this. Some lobber EX. Gotta make sure we do a ton of damage in this first phase.
Oh my god!
Okay, just barely able to get it. We got those explosion particles on the top. That means that this is potential. So now this phase has been owned so hard.
Oh, okay.
It's okay.
But it's like I said, it's anyone's game, but Kirthar's going to be going for the same thing here. So setting up, got that 1 HP, you've got the explosions at the top. The hardest thing now is going to be doing as much damage as possible while damaging these balloons. This boss is in a perpetual state of ownage. He's just not able to continue playing at all. So this phase will no longer continue. There's 2 more phases for this fight that are very difficult that just will not happen.
And this saves about like 20 seconds, so it's a big time save.
I lost track of Kirthar there. I got scared. Oh my god.
Ugh.
The dogs are so aggressive today.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. Staying alive through all that, through that particle nonsense was crazy. I lost track of Cuphead twice. I'm not even playing.
That was sick.
That was awesome.
Very sick.
Peppy was out for blood.
But yeah, that was Beppe the Clown. I would say that Beppe's probably the hardest boss in Isle 2.
I would say so, yeah. This next one is not a joke either. This one is kind of improv for the most part because you're going to be standing on clouds, and these clouds, apart from like the initial set, they're entirely random. So you just kind of got to be ready.
Yeah, most fights in this game you can take to the lab and really, really understand, and you can get it down to a science. Grim Matchstick, because these clouds are just RNG, there's only so much you can do. Sometimes you just have to ask yourself, what can I do better? Like you can just, it's a hard fight. But thank goodness we got the lobber.
Yeah, the lobber is such a cool weapon. It goes bouncy, bouncy, up and down.
It does so much damage. It flies so far. It files my tax. Is there anything the lobber can't do? The scary thing about these projectiles here is if you shoot them, they become cross projectiles, so they go off in 4 different directions.
Oh, that was nice.
Calculated.
Very amazing from both runners. Having the knowledge to not have to dash at that last shot is crazy.
Yeah, these players are on a roll.
Is that going to be the end of Isle 2?
Yeah, we can fit in 1 or 2 donations here.
Yes, we've
You
got...
absolutely got it, Wolf. Sorry for cutting you off there. Just had to hit the switch on my mic. I've got $25 from Late Pipo that says, "In boca lupo SBDWolf." And being told it means good luck.
Okay, yeah, Rumor is another random platforms fight, so this is going to be fun. We're aiming to get a 2 cycle, and she has 3 possible patterns, and they have varying degrees of difficulty.
So this is another fight we're going to be seeing some over-damage strats, correct?
Yeah. We're hoping to end the fight before it even gets to the final phase. Oh, I'm getting the difficult one. I'm getting orbs. I can tell by the audio. Ooh.
Yeah, so the triangle isn't too terribly hard to avoid. The orbs are quite a bit tougher.
Got a little bit of wrecking ball action here.
And we are going to try to over-damage this wrecking ball so that the final phase does not even properly start.
Oh my!
In unison.
That was extremely close.
We got the sync?
With a 1 second difference on the timer, too. And just like that, we are tied up. First boss of Isle 3. It is very much anyone's race here.
This next boss is hard.
Yeah, pretty hard.
This music's sick.
Oh, yeah. My favorite of the hub tracks is Inkwell Hell. Inkwell Hell's music is so good.
Another plane fight here. Gonna be damaging the antenna.
This is Dr. Call's robot. We're going to be working on all of the all the areas all at once. There's 3 points of damage here on this first phase. Then the heart, I believe we're going to be trying to over-damage the heart a little bit. We're going to set up for an EX shot here. It's going to do a ton of damage. And now just got to dodge these bullets and shoot these EXs.
Ooh.
very good so far.
This boss, unfortunately, has so much health in his last phase. There we go.
And that's a knockout.
Very nice.
So there's something really sneaky that happened there. On that final phase, there is a very specific parry pattern that he's supposed to send out. But if you randomly get a lag frame during the middle of that final phase, then it gets turned off completely. And I happened to get one, and I had to just improv.
I think it's really crazy that right now SBDWolf is only ahead by the amount of time that you save by doing that funny little strat in the results screen on the keyboard.
Yeah.
that is the only discrepancy so far.
Oh.
But,
Looking good so far.
This fight has a couple of different phases we're going to go through, each one being a different stage in this woman's life. The last phase, we're going to have a little bit of RNG. We're going to try to take her out before the big wave attack happens. So we're going to be getting the meteor first, and then the big wave comes through.
Nicely done.
A nice knockout.
And that's a
on both
knockout.
sides.
Next boss is fun. It's Werner Vermin. Werner Vermin.
Yeah, Werner Vermin. This boss has... This is one of the bosses that has multiple hitboxes at once, correct?
Yes, in phase 2.
Okay. So in the transitionary phase between phase 2 and 3, you're going to be able to get some crazy damage off.
Yeah, because he has a platform of his own, and you can hit both the regular floor as well as his platform, and you deal quad damage. There's also a sprite swap at the start of phase 2, similar to Goopy, so we can deal quad damage there. And then in phase 1, we do these flick lobbers. So we back out, swap to lobber, and then when the cooldown is ready, we face back forward and shoot it out.
Did we mention that the spread actually has the highest DPS?
No, but you can go ahead and talk about that now.
Well, so the lobber, pretty powerful, but the spread is also a very powerful weapon in that it has the highest DPS in the game, but it has the shortest range as well. So a lot of the times you'll be up and close to these boss fights, which only adds to the complexity. And that's a knockout.
Speaking of complexity, think I've got time to squeeze in a donation
Yeah,
during
go
this
for it.
amazing run? We have $50 from Cicerus saying, an additional Rhythm Games content? Yes, please. And that's in reference to the 4-player bonus chart incentive that just opened for Synchronica later. That would mean an additional chart and additional players in that showcase, which is incredible. I'm not the best at rhythm games, I'll admit, but I absolutely love watching those showcases. So get those donations in, put them towards that incentive or that Tetris 99 bid war, because every single thing that you do that for counts as double, because everything can go towards that bonus game milestone. We're at almost 650,000 out of 700,000 that we need to unlock Super Mario Odyssey. Let's go, Twitch chat.
Who else loves Mario?
Big Mario fans here.
So this boss fight is one of the random ones, I believe. One where we're hoping to get a specific attack, right?
I believe so, yeah. To avoid, yeah.
So the way...
And that's a knockout. Still neck and neck after all this time.
Yeah.
Incredible race we got going on here.
So the way Captain Browniebeard works is it's one of the few bosses where he gets invincible once you deal enough damage to transition to final phase. So you want to hope to get the attacks that allow him to linger in the first phase, the shortest, basically. And he has a myriad of attacks that can last a different amount of time. I actually got Squid at the end, which is the only attack that you can shorten if you kill the Squid. So I went ahead and used a Lob React just to kill it early.
And so this is going to be Cala Maria. This is our last plane boss of any percent, I believe.
Yep.
So once again, we're going to be using those plain fundamentals, the same ones we've been applying the whole run so far. Get the parries off on those pink shots. Make sure we get all the damage we possibly can from our level 1 EXs. Make sure not to let the super bar fill up so we don't accidentally use the big bomb and waste all of our mini EXs. And also, we're going to be doing a little bit of over damage, but not during this part. She is fully invincible while she's being bit.
No hands.
Oh, yeah.
That's another property of the Luigi swap. If you let go while you're doing the Luigi swap, you keep shooting. And you can also shoot through the petrified state there. So it's kind of useful, actually.
And if you stay super close to her here in the plane, the Petrify Beam doesn't actually do anything. So that's why we're staying all the way up on her. And great fight from both runners.
Yeah.
All right, this next fight makes me nervous. Phantom Express is one of the most difficult fights execution-wise. There isn't that much RNG to it, but there is some. I'm really hoping that I can get the 1 cycle on the skeleton, get a quick in on the twins, and then hopefully keep at least 2 HP for the final phase, because if I don't, I need to get a 1 cycle on the engine. And there's gonna be like pretty random flames coming out. Like, it might be difficult to react if I end up at 1.
It's a good time for focus, right?
Yep.
It's interesting to see how both runners approach that. I've already approached this fight pretty different.
That 1 cycle skeleton is much harder than it looks.
Yeah, Kirthar 1 shot off from getting the 1 cycle himself.
Okay.
Some nice damage boosting there.
We're going to be keeping this ghost alive here. That was just gonna parry off of him to set up the lobber trap.
Oh, okay, nice. That is very difficult boss fight.
Yeah.
Very nice from
Missed 1 cycle.
No 1 cycle. Like,
No 1 cycle on either end.
but it doesn't matter. The fight's over.
Nice.
That's going to be aisle 3 for both runners.
We got a little bit of time to fit in a donation or 2.
Yep.
I would absolutely love to, but I just want to remind people first that we do have that way to donate straight from Twitch now. There is a donate to charity button where your subscribe button used to be. You can click on that donate to charity button and you can donate directly to Doctors Without Borders there, or you can still click support games done quick at the top of the pop-up to subscribe to the channel. You could even use a Twitch Prime subscription there, pardon that little flub. And if you activate a Twitch extension, desktop only for now, within 15 minutes of your donation, you can apply your donation incentives through Twitch. So keep that in mind.
So this is a little unique in that we have a dice roll and we can fight a particular boss of our choosing. The fastest that we're going to go with is 3, 5, and 7. We're particularly trying to avoid 9, which is a memory game that is really slow, and that is a nice knockout.
A very, very nice knockout. But we have got Smokey here on Kirthar's side as well. Going to be taking him out as quickly as possible. Just like that, stomping him out.
A very hot dog.
Rolling that 3 over here on SBDWolf's side to get to 5. That is going to give us, I believe, the Rabbit in the Hat. All of the bosses here are vaguely casino or magic themed, so it's pretty neat.
What if we all had like magic powers? How awesome would that be?
That'd be pretty cool. I'd also like make little skulls around people. That'd be fun. Everybody in chat, what magical power would you have? What circle of things would you put around people and like surround your enemies with?
Make sure to write that down at gdq.gg/donate, I believe.
That was a good knockout on the rabbit, but we are down to 1 HP here. Your health does not refill when you go back to the King Dice board unless you land on one of the heart areas, and we definitely don't want to roll a 9.
This boss fight makes gambling look fun. Sorry.
Let's go gambling.
No.
That was a very, very good fight from SBDWolf. And we just finished up on
Kirthar
Kirthar's
clearing
side.
it off.
And now SBD's got the very hard task of taking down King Dice with that single point of health.
I'm a believer.
Got to juggle the parries off of those cards. Very nice. And now it's
And
Kirthar.
that was a juicy fight.
And now it's Kirthar's turn.
Oh, the left side. We got the symmetry, or the opposing symmetry. I don't know. Words.
So this could come down to the devil.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
This coming up is like a real final boss. We have a myriad of different patterns. We're really hoping primarily to get like a dragon instead of a spider. There's like about a 20-second delta between best and worst pattern. Let's see what you get here.
This is a very difficult fight with a huge strat that I believe saves like about 20 seconds as well. So,
Oh, we got Spider. Spider slow.
uh-oh.
That might be what Kirthar needs.
Time is coming up soon, I believe, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
time
right
will-
on knockout.
Time will be on knockout on the devil. Oh, no, not a
man.
spider on this side, too.
The Spider Brothers.
Not the two spider brothers.
No. All right.
Typical devil.
We're going to do a quick pause here to gain control earlier than intended. Gonna be doing some nice spread action.
Oh, came back.
Nice. So far.
Time
on
is coming up
Kirthar's
for
side
me.
as Well,
Yep.
And
And
that's
that's time for SBDWolf. And coming up soon, it'll also be coming up here.
we got the devil crying, and that will be time.
Time for Kirthar. What an incredible race.
That was a close one.
Only like about 15 or so seconds apart.
GG's.
Incredible
GG's.
race. Incredible race. Can we give him a round of applause?
Yo. What an incredible race from our two runners here.
And of course, thanks to all your generous donations, we're also going to be getting a DLC run.
Yeah,
DLC
we're not
race.
done because I believe the DLC incentive got met. So I guess we're gonna need to take a moment to
did in fact
just,
get met. So yeah.
yeah, we're gonna need to take a moment to just kind of install the latest version. Well, install it's here. We just need to basically like rename a folder, and then we can do the DLC race.
We'll be right back.